4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9.
10.
Yes,
Hey, girl, hey.
Oh,
Welcome
hi.
to another episode of Around the Way Curls. How's everything, Antoinette? Why don't you hit us with your updates?
Oh, girl. Did you see that I didn't have any?
That's why I just get them out the way.
I don't have any.
I see one. I
There's
don't know if
one.
she likes anybody, though, so.
Oh, child. So, y'all, I'm still at my mom's house. And my mom has officially ruined my cat.
Oh, girl.
She has. My Blue has gained her weight back. She doesn't come upstairs from the basement. And I was like, there's got to be something in the basement that she's doing that's wrong. Come down here. Blue didn't. My mom had some food down here from last time. Blue's done scratched, clawed, bit her way into the bag, been just feasting down
Oh,
here. Feasting.
my. Your cat is bad, Antoinette.
And
Like
then,
behavioral problems. Like
no,
defiant disorder is what she
no,
has. I
she
think
has
so.
an eating disorder. And then she comes upstairs and she cries to my mom. She doesn't even yell. She cries. Like I hear it and I'm like, Mom, she's fine. I know she's fine because she's been eating her ass off down here. Cries to my mom. My mom's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna give her anything. Go in the kitchen. My mom's feeding her all kinds of fish, chicken, all the things that she would never get home. So now when I come in the room, Blue runs. She runs away from me. She doesn't go near me. As soon as she hears my voice, she runs. So much so that I don't think I'm going to be able to get her home. And I told my mom, like, I have to get out of here quickly. So I might have to leave her because if I can't get her in the carrier, I can't, I got to go. Like, I'm in a rush the next time that I leave. So Blue doesn't sleep with me. She doesn't come say hi to me when I come
I'm
in.
sorry, Antoinette. That's a
She literally,
betrayal.
no, it
That's your
is.
daughter.
She was on the couch with my mom. My mom was petting her. I came down the steps, not even to sit on the couch, to come down to the basement to record, and she ran.
That's
And
really painful.
yeah, so another rejection.
Uh,
It's just like whatever. I don't care. Like I don't want who doesn't want me. this is this is really where I'm at. You're laughing, but it is hurtful. It's like
that
wow.
is really hurtful.
And my mom, I hear my mom afterwards. She's like, "Say hi to your mom. That's so mean. Don't do that." And then my mom like tries to comfort me because I act like I don't care. My mom knows that I do, and so she comes over to me. She's like, "It's only because I'm a wuss and I give her so much food, and she knows you're not gonna do that." And I'm
Exactly,
like,
because Blue is a little manipulative, a little bit.
she's Derek Jackson.
She bad.
Hmm.
She got like a a little disorder, a little bit.
I had empathy for her, but now it just hurts, and it's just like, all right.
I'm sorry to
Like
hear that.
even in the basement, like this is where she hangs out now. She ain't come down here because I'm down here.
Well, how many days has this been?
Hmm?
How long has this been? Is this like just happened like a couple days ago?
Blue has been at my mom's house since. No, she came. Did she come home? I can't remember, child. I was here though. I keep coming back and forth. She's been here since May 8th. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been May 5th. It's been a long time. I think. I can't remember if I brought her back home. I can't remember the days are running in, but I've been back and forth, so it's not like she hasn't seen me, but she just doesn't.
I'm
Ever
sorry to hear that.
since, I want to say for like 2 weeks, she has just ran away from me and wanted nothing to do with me. Not my scent, nothing. We tried putting my like my shirt down where she usually sits on the couch next to my mom. She refused to sit
She's
on
a
it.
little dysregulated now, though. We gotta, she's has too many
She's
homes.
happier here. This is a nicer place. They have stairs. They can offer her a better life. She's
Are
way
you?
happier.
Is we don't have to talk about this right now, but that's a big decision. That's crazy. Is that it? Is
Mom,
that on the line?
what?
If Blue stays there?
I hope not. I mean, I know my mom wants her to, but I'm just stating that she is happy. She's
Oh,
has a better life
okay.
here. I'm not saying that I love her enough to let her stay here because she is an emotional support cat for me. But she's also serving as an emotional support cat for my mother, who's
Yeah,
losing her
yeah,
mind right now.
yeah.
And Blue also is deeply. Why are we talking about this? But Blue is also deeply connected to people's emotions. So like she can tell that my mom is upset.
Yeah.
And so when my mom comes down the stairs in the morning, she's right by her side. Like, because we have cameras in the house now to make sure that her husband's okay. And I can see the video of like her and my mom being like, "You're going to make me trip. Ha 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 ha." Because she's right under her feet. Just,
She also feeds her the good shit too, so.
yeah, she also getting fucking meatball. She tried to give her a meatball. I was like, all right, this bitch eats kibble. Stop playing with me. Like, she's never gonna come home. What are you doing? It's so annoying. So I don't know. I don't know if we gonna make it. I don't know. I think Blue's breaking up with me. I think
No,
she
no,
broke
no.
up
We're
with me.
not claiming it. It's a rough time. She's coming back.
I
She
don't
has a
think
car. What's
so.
it? What's she has her
She
damn
she got
Darnell
four
Jones. She got in a
stories.
Darnell Jones moment right now. She's
She was like,
like,
"Where I wanna be, sweetie dee dee dee."
let her have her Darnell Jones. She trying to
I
figure it
know.
out real quick. She not trying to hurt you. She ain't never. She gotta be out here. She gotta see what it is.
She said all these stairs and carpets to scratch and food to sneak and eat.
This
And,
is white people.
mhm.
It's different.
This is
Feels
great.
different.
Hiding places. Anyway, whatever. I don't care. I care,
You do deeply.
but I'm too upset to show it.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Well,
How are you?
I'm gonna work on this for you guys. I'm working on a comprehensive list, and I realize that it's going to be an individually based list. But I am inviting everybody to create a comprehensive list of 5 questions, not different from our what do we call them?
Rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire questions, okay? As you go out into the world and you're meeting new people, if you're dating, I think that we should all have 5 questions that we offer to somebody that will tell us everything we need to know about that person and our interest in them and where they fall in alignment with our own values.
I have another
So,
one.
what?
I have another one. I just thought of it. Avon or Stringer Bell.
I see, that's yours. And some niggas say, "Who's Avon or Stringer Bell?" You're gonna be like,
Dead to me.
"You're dead to me." So I'm working on I have 3 so far, and I'm moving them around. Right now I have how do you eat your pizza, because there's 2 types of people in the world, Antoinette.
Shanti.
There's somebody, listen to me.
Wait, how do you eat your pizza is not rapid fire.
Well, these are my 5 questions, okay? My list. How I said they're similar, but not, it doesn't have to be. But there's 2 types of people in the world. You eat your pizza piping hot, or you wait till your pizza cools down. Voodoo or brown sugar, flats or drums, and I'm working on the next 2. But these are my questions.
Arrested Development. If they don't know,
what is Arrested Development's Grammy
they're gonna
Award
be like,
winning
"Oh, I love
album?
that show." You're gonna be like, "See, nope, wasn't a show."
Antoinette,
It's a
how do you
group.
eat your pizza? Piping hot, or you wait
We've
till it
talked
cools
about
down?
that. You've
I don't
asked
remember
me
what
this
you
about
said.
3 times on this
I don't
podcast.
remember what you said. We got new listeners. What you say?
I don't eat it piping hot. I do wait. And that is not what
I don't
you
know,
do. You
girl. I
burn the
done
roof of
ate
your
pizza
mouth.
with you a lot of times.
And you've never seen me burn the roof of my mouth on pizza, because burning ass cheese hurts.
Tastes
Now, a
like
chicken wing,
burning.
I will burn my mouth on a chicken wing. If it don't burn my
Interesting.
fingers, once I bite into that thing, it might burn the rest of me, but that's okay.
You don't just pick random questions. You pick questions that are going to reveal something about this person, right? I asked that pizza question because it shows someone's level of caution and impulsiveness,
How do you
their nature.
sweep? That's your other one.
How you sweep, but that's a hard one because that's something I do on the sneak tip.
Oh,
Like
you
that-
watch somebody sweep?
I watch somebody sweep. I don't hand them a broom because I also it's just not. I I won't be able to do that in the moment, just meeting somebody off the street. But I would love to hear everybody's 5 questions that they're going to ask to get to know some. This is for friendship. This is for working partnerships. This is definitely for love interests. So
These are your interview questions for the Table Collective? Flash your drums.
I should. I think I will include that. I think I'm going to ask this at this training. I need to know about y'all. I got to come up with my next 2. I might
You should
I think
just
I'm
buy
gonna
them some wings during the training and see which ones they go for and be like, Because seeing how people eat their chicken too. What type of chicken eater are you?
Are you eating the chicken or are you playing
Nibbling,
around,
right.
nibbling on it?
When you have the flat, do you put the full thing in your mouth and pull it out? Pause. Or do you break it open?
What does that say about somebody?
When you put the full thing in your mouth, I just feel like you go after it. Like you going after that bitch. You know what you want. When you break it apart, you're a little more, I don't know. Maybe you could, it depends on how they break it apart. You could be a little more prissy. You don't want to get your hands dirty. But if they break it apart and they get to it, that just means to me, okay, you're a person with a plan. You see something and you figure out how you want to execute before you go right in. You know, the person who's just going after it, they go after it, but they could be a little reckless.
I really think we need to have a comprehensive chicken discussion because when we're going into the seasoning of the chicken, we're going like niggas that like barbecue chicken wings that order them. I don't know how I feel about
Instead of hot wings?
Instead of hot wings. Lemon pepper? Are you blue cheese? Are you ranch?
Whoa. Tell me you're not a ranch.
Girl, are you fucking kidding me? I prefer ranch over blue cheese any day.
Wow, I think we're breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
I will
fuck up some blue cheese. I will fuck up some blue cheese.
And you take a buffalo wing and put it in ranch.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Wow.
Prefer it. French fry and ranch. Bong. Bong. I'm asking for ranch over blue cheese.
Oh my! I can't.
Do you want a wing then, or a full wing?
I want a full fucking wing.
A full wing. Are you kidding me?
I want the Chinese store wings. So I want to
crack that thing open. Now that's when I enjoy a drum for real. When it's coming from the full wing.
Yes.
Girl,
but I don't like a drumstick. Too many tendons.
No.
The full drumstick. Like the full, you know, people just buy drumsticks for barbecues. Hate them.
Yeah, don't
give me a thigh. Give me a thigh or the wing. I don't really want the breast either, but you know, I'll take a breast. But drumstick is last for me.
This is a whole full ass conversation, and if somebody doesn't want to engage or doesn't know how to engage about chicken and the nuances, we're not.
What we talk about?
I'm not interested in it. We can't. And Antoinette, but a nigga that doesn't know how to eat chicken, wow.
Disgusting. Can't do that for me.
I'm shocked. Why'd you order it? Anyway, what's going on? Y'all, please send in your questions because they don't have to be chicken related. I still respect you and I'm interested.
Moving right along. Let's go to the voicemails. Forgive me, this week I do not have my speaker, but we're going to do the best that we can. Voicemail number 1. Shanti, can you add the time for me, Queen?
This little girl.
This not working. Oh, one moment, please. You know what? I just work so hard. And
on the show.
Okay.
Hey, Shanti and Antoinette. This name that you butchered on the show. Jordan. It's Jordan. It's my mom just put an extra letter in there to make it seem like it's a girl's name. So there you go. There, it's just Jordan. Love your guys' podcast. Keep it up. Have.
You know what? These voicemails not gonna work this week. I don't have a speaker. It's just not working, and I'm forcing it.
And we don't need to, so let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Jordan, I'm sorry. Monty, play that one voicemail. Jordan, I'm sorry for pronouncing your name wrong.
What'd you
Shanti,
say?
thank you for Jordan. It was somebody else though that called and said, I'm pretty sure they said that we pronounced their name wrong too.
We apologize.
Why would we do that?
Your names are complicated. African Kemetic names from the African American community.
Oh no, somebody else called me and was like, oh, I'll read this. Shout out to the sis who called and said she was crying laughing because I said we were talking about Beyonce coming out with a hairline. I was like, but don't she wear a wig? And she said, of course I know that Beyonce has hair under her wig, y'all. And I know that it's long, but
long. It's a whole
head of hair. But she gonna have to show me that hair before she come out with a hairline. I'm sorry.
I think
you gotta show me more of that.
I think the picture in which she used as a demo is her hair.
That ain't her fucking hair.
Yes, it is. The thing is that Beyonce has everything that we envy and want in life on all the levels. That is her hair.
No, it's not. I'm going to the picture right now. You getting on my nerves. All y'all getting on my nerves.
It is. Oh, don't make me lose my spot in this. That's her hair, queen.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up. Beyonce also giving us all these pictures from this tour as a way to tell us that these are the visuals. That's her hair, you think? Don't play with me, Shanti.
Yes, Antoinette. Yes. Yep.
If y'all are looking on Patreon, you can see what I have up.
The amount of ways that she suns us is...
If this is her hair, then I give up.
Yeah, that's her hair, girl. I'm sorry about that. She make
No, it's not.
All right.
I'm
Why
mad.
are you taking away from this black queen's...
That's her hair? Like...
Yes.
Oh, my God. Beyonce.
And Jay-Z cheated on her. It's hopeless.
It's hopeless. Yo, I've been using that word more than you know. Just hopeless. Wow. What a time to be. Wow. Like... all right, next. That just depressed me. Congratulations, Beyonce, for winning the world.
She's like, I'm going to teach you how to grow your hair like this. I am an octoroon from New Orleans.
Let me tell you, Beyonce said Rihanna is a billionaire based off of Fenty. I'm done with this music. Matter of fact, this is the last album.
I can do it better than Rihanna. How dare she?
No,
here I come.
Also, speaking of Rihanna, y'all saw that Rihanna posted that ring on her toe that looks like an engagement ring. It's given engaged.
You are unwell.
I just saw it. I'm hyped. This is as hype as I get these days. You want to take a break?
That's very tired.
What did you just call me?
I'm very tired. Everyone, if you would like to engage with us in real time, you can see Antoinette slowly fading away. You could join us on our Patreon and become a patron. It's a subscription in which you pay $5, $7, or $10 to have access to our podcasts and extra content. We understand times are hard. You could also join in the conversation on our Discord, which can be found in the link in this bio, in which you can... It's basically a curated group text message. We have all different topics.
It is a group chat.
And it's just it's a group chat.
That's what it is.
Everybody just
group chat.
Putting in GIFs, whatever you want to call it. Commenting in real time. It's a community over there. So check that out as well. And yes, now we will go on break.
You're not going to sing nothing? Oh my God. Your sound is out. I can't hear you. Why would you mute yourself?
I didn't realize that I did. Why would you respond that dramatically?
Because I don't want to have to start this shit again. Fucking tired. Sorry. All right, I gotta reel it in because I'm screwing this episode up. I apologize. And you about to ask me about being creative,
I
and
know. I was about to say this is not a good
a
time.
disaster.
Energy isn't very open to this.
This is you got to carry it, Shanti. I'ma listen. I'm gonna give you the.
No, it definitely needs conversation.
No, carry it.
Everybody's individual experiences.
No, you gotta carry it.
All right, ready?
Go.
And we are back. Let me tell you something real quick. These white women are really inspiring me. It is white excellence. They are causing a rejuvenation in me. They are causing a deep journey of self-discovery. The white women that I'm speaking about are Elizabeth Gilbert, the God. Y'all know her from Eat, Pray, Love. And Julia Cameron. She did write Eat, Pray, Love.
No,
and many,
did you read it?
No. Because I didn't really care. I didn't care about that so much. But okay. I watched the movie.
Oh, okay.
And I followed her journey just as an artist. I know she's had a very interesting life, a lot of heartache. I think she lost a partner recently to cancer. And she's just always been really open and sharing about her human experience, and an incredible writer. And she just recently wrote a book called Big Magic, Living a Creative Life. And the other woman, now she's the God, she's the Don Dada, she's my guru. I have two white gurus right now. I have Michael Singer and Julia Cameron. It's white excellence over here. But Julia Cameron, we've talked about her work in the past. She wrote The Artist's Way in the 80s. And The Artist's Way is an incredibly impactful and well-received, well-followed, timeless piece of work. It's basically a journal and kind of a 12-week guide for folks that feel creatively blocked. And I know of people that have read it. I've seen this book. It was in my house while I was growing up. All my life, I've always seen this cover. My mom had it, but it's really interesting now how a lot of people I know are picking it up. And I've finally been like, all right, let me see what the fuck y'all talking about. And it's really, really incredible. And so both of these women are inviting us into living a creative life. And I have my own resistance and my own story about what it means to be creative. And I think, Antoinette, you shared as well your creative blocks and creative journey with us. And I feel deeply inspired by these two women to really embrace it and really embody it and not be not claim it, basically, but to really, really want this and really explore it and know that it is a path to a deeper part of myself. And so I'm just going to share very quickly Elizabeth Gilbert. This is from her new book, Big Magic. She explains what living a creative life means and invites us in on this journey. Should I be putting this in my microphone or into this here? Just put it all together?
Into the Patreon, into the computer, because you're going to record that for...
So this, I believe, is the central question upon which all creative living hinges. Do you have the courage to bring forth the treasures that are hidden within you? Look, I don't know what's hidden within you. You may barely know it yourself, although I suspect that you've caught glimpses. I don't know your capacities, your aspirations, your longings, your secret talents, but surely something wonderful is sheltered inside you. I say this with all confidence because I happen to believe that we are all walking repositories of buried treasure. I believe this is one of the oldest and most generous tricks that the universe plays on us human beings, both for its own amusement and for ours. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all and then stands back to see if we can ever find them. The hunt to uncover those jewels, that's creative living. The courage to go on that hunt in the first place is what separates a mundane existence from a more enchanted one. And the often surprising results of that hunt, that's what I call big magic. You get the branding.
I know for myself, I know for
Sable
myself.
making money, y'all. You heard
Sable
it?
making money, y'all. Cha-ching. I've always, knew how to draw when I was younger. And although I dipped and dabbled in it, I never ever considered myself an artist. I went to Kappa. Antoinette and I both went to Kappa, which is a creative and performing arts school that has different, what do you call them? Disciplines, from singing, dancing, acting, instrumentalists, and visual artists and writers. And I basically got into that school because I could draw, but it wasn't from a space of real excitement or really stepping into my space as considering myself an artist. I definitely felt like an imposter. I started in the 11th grade versus the 9th grade with everybody else, and I definitely shied away and self-sabotaged a lot of the growth that could have happened at Kappa by not completing the assignments, cutting class, this narrative that I had about school, that it wasn't important, it's fuck the white picket fence, it's all a lie, yada, yada, yada. All these ways to hide behind the fact that I felt deeply inept and like I wasn't a good artist and that I wasn't capable of producing good work, especially because I was 2 years behind students that had already really honed their skills. And I think when I think about putting the title of an artist on myself, I still very much feel that is just not, I don't deserve it, and it's just not the life that I live or the skills that I have or the passion that I have. And I find that a lot of people feel that way, and it becomes this idea of these are artists and then everybody else is just like following this more mundane lifestyle of like having to work and, more left brain. And I love this invitation that Elizabeth offers us, that every single person is a creative being. And that's our very nature, is to be creative, is to be on a journey of exploring, on a journey of being guided and inspired by our curiosity. And it's not about necessarily the products that we produce or the outcomes that we have, but this practice of creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And Julia Cameron takes it even further, and Julia talks about it as a spiritual path, like you tapping into your creative nature, you taking yourself seriously as a creative being and setting up time and ritual and intentionally becoming aware of these narratives that cut us down, that stunt us, that block us, and unblocking them is our path to a more purposeful, heightened state and a more spiritual, it opens up our spiritual capacity and our lives in a way. And so this whole book that she has here is about this. And I'm going to stop rambling and go on to more asking hard questions. But she describes, hold up, let me find it. She basically has these tenets of what a spiritual life is. These are the basic principles about creativity. And I just really love them. And again, hers are from a far more spiritual foundation. But number one, creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. Number two, there is an underlying, indwelling creative force infusing all of life, including ourselves. Number three, when we open ourselves to our creativity, we open ourselves to the Creator's creativity within us and our lives. Number four, we are ourselves creations, and we in turn are meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. Number five, creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God. Number six, the refusal to be creative is self-will and is counter to our true nature. Number seven, when we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to God, the good orderly direction. Number eight, as we open our creative channel to the Creator, many gentle but powerful changes are to be expected. Number nine, it is safe to open ourselves up to greater and greater creativity. Number 10, our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move toward our dreams, we move toward our divinity. And so this whole book is about her offering some guidance as to go about unblocking it. And I'll go into it a little bit later in our conversation because I would really love some of the Around the Way Curls listeners to possibly join in. And I'll go on this later on how we could possibly make that happen. But all of that was really relieving to me in a way, because this idea that we are all individually creative, and I know this sounds so cliche, but for whatever reason, this time in my life, it really hit that what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. And this yearning to, my path to expressing it is completely different than yours. It's also my responsibility. You have your own responsibility. And like, it's this almost private, beautiful blossoming that we're invited to, and everybody has it. And I know, like, over the years of doing Around the Way Curls, I met so many people. I think a lot of our conversations around, like, what's my purpose? What should I be doing? Something doesn't feel right. I feel deeply like this is the path to scratching that itch, or to relieving that angst, or to uncovering this deep question of like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck should I be doing with this restlessness that I have that can't be quelled by relationships or money, or whatever else things we try to like relieve ourselves of it from. Do you think you live? What happened?
Before you ask me a question, can I ask you a question for the purpose of this conversation?
Yeah.
How do you define and see creativity? What is creative? How do we determine that?
I was just going to ask you that same question.
I
was.
Look who's here, just so you know. Can you see?
Oh my, God is good. You see how God is good all the time.
Because my mom went to sleep. I'm looking at the time. She came and sat right here. She right at my feet. I haven't seen her in weeks. She has not done this. I could cry. Anyway, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. What the fuck is creativity, Sheila? Help me.
And my interpretation of creativity in this moment is being open to being curious and being intentionally open to direction and spontaneity and making space for that to be expressed. And making that, applying that to all of the parts of my life. Yeah. What about you?
I don't exactly know. I think for me right now, it's just, I think it's a lot of different things. I think the thing that I need to focus on the most, that I think I maybe sometimes struggle with, especially when it comes to navigating my life path and things, is around imagination and possibility. And it's like, I just looked it up and it was like creativity is the use of imagination or the use of imagination or original ideas. And so I think that for me, I pigeonhole myself in like, okay, well, this is my circumstance. This is what I figured out how to make it work in this circumstance, instead of imagining or believing that other possibilities are possible and that I can attain them, or reimagining what my life can look and feel like, because I feel very much at the mercy of like the system, at the mercy of capitalism, at the mercy of, well, I can't go off and do X, Y, and Z because the reality of the situation is I gotta pay this, I gotta be here for my mom, I gotta, like, and it's, I think I cut myself short. I cut myself I clip my own wings because I can't even imagine flying at times.
She talks a lot about that, and she shares all the different reasons, all of which you listed, of why people don't pursue their creativity. And I really love her process because it's really gentle. It's not this expectation that you're going to go from 0 to 100, that you're just going to wake up and be like, I'm a star, now I'm singing, now I, don't have to pay my bills, I'm going to quit my job, and I have all this passion inside of me. She just talks about how we're all deeply blocked. And it's because of society blocks you, because of your own fear, because of your own narrative. And so she offers these really simple, but you have to be committed to it, practices to start opening that up. And she talks about how the creative brain, or the creative part of us, is like a child. And it's spontaneous, and it's I wish I could find this one thing in which she says basically it's the part of ourselves where things don't make sense. Like, if you were asked, I'm gonna mess this up, but basically, there's the left brain that's like, all right, give me an image of a boat would be like wood on a water. That's like your left side of your brain. But the right side of your brain would be like, I don't know, feet and wings. It's these things that don't necessarily feel like they go together. It's wild, it's colorful, it's imaginative, it's fluid, it's not from this logical space. And then that takes time to hone and to etch out in yourself. So in the past, I've talked about the morning pages with you guys. And the whole point of the morning pages, which you write 3 pages every single day, is for you to be in practice of this lucid thinking. It's not about a narrative. It's not about...
It's like a stream of consciousness.
It's stream of consciousness, and to be in practice of that every single day, and to allow, which I think is really dope and makes sense to me, is that when she talks about when you first write, and we all have diaries, and I felt this all the time. Your first 5 entries are you complaining, are you talking about your pain, talking about your past, talking about your wounds. But eventually something else starts coming up, and you start asking questions, and you start having revelations, and you start having deeper insight. It's kind of like you start being in conversation with this other part of yourself that we don't often give ourselves the space to tend to be in conversation with. And so what ends up happening is it's not this forced thing that all of a sudden you get this, you have to force a creative whim that comes out of you. It just comes. You just feel this like, oh, I should do this. Oh, I'm curious about this. And another thing that she does as a way of unblocking and a way of being in practice of basically, I feel like creating time for yourself to really just be and to process and to even cleanse yourself in a lot of ways is the artist dates. And I said that in the past before, of where you take 2 hours a week to be by yourself. You don't take anybody with you, and you go pursue something that you're curious about. And it could be so simple of going to, I don't know, Five Below and buying a whole bunch of bath salts, or taking a walk and just sitting at the park. But it's like these really intentional time to yourself to nourish yourself, to see things, to think about things, to pick up on whatever you had written on that or were writing about before, to just have space to be filled in a way, and to allow yourself that time to be curious and to be really open. And I know when we were talking about Toy, or just even what we were talking to Toy and just what you just said, I feel like that's in direct defiance of capitalism. It's like, by any means necessary, I am going to make sure I have these 2 hours, regardless of, what I think I need to be doing, what I have to do. I'm going to etch out 2 hours once a week to just be open and to see what could possibly happen, and which is not something that you can really control or dictate the outcomes of, which for me, I feel I've done, this is my first week of doing it. I've been doing the morning pages, but I've actually been following the book, and I forced myself to go for a walk, to do these art walks. And what I've always I felt some shame around it, but I was like, I always want to go to the retail corridors. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go see what other businesses are doing or what the fuck's going on. And being okay with and trusting and being curious about whatever this is around these aesthetics, this retail. I know it's part of Sable, but or I think because it's a part of my job, that, oh, it's not really creative because it's somehow connected to capitalism. I'm just conditioned. But it's like, oh, no, actually, there's something leading me there. And I'm just going to follow it and see what the fuck happens. Do you have any sense, if you had to, Antoinette is literally asleep right now.
No, I'm not. I'm listening. Why would you say that? You're talking
You
and I'm
got
listening.
the look that I had when I was staring into space.
It's not true. Don't do that.
Do you have anything, if you had to say what you feel curious about? Like if I would say, Antoinette, tomorrow you got to go on an artist walk. I don't give a fuck. You have no choice. What do you feel curious about
I'll
that
be
you would go?
honest. I'm listening to you talk about this and I'm getting frustrated and I'm getting jealous, if I'm being honest. And I'm getting like I might be getting dismissive because I can't tomorrow. I can't. Like
Well,
I don't.
tomorrow,
No,
tomorrow's
but
not a
let me
thing.
just like I because I want to offer this for other folks who are listening to this and they're like, my life is the fuck lifing. This all sounds real good, but I don't have 2 hours, or I don't have the luxury of getting up and doing artist pages in the morning and being like, how do I feel in my body? It's like when the morning hits, I'm running around, I'm going. And that there's shame in that, there's anxiety in that. I'm jealous of you that you're able to do that and figure that out. There's frustration with myself and my circumstances. There's also like judgment around like, are you a part of the problem? Are you creating this? Like, I don't know. I'm listening.
What do you mean? Are you a part of the problem? Are you creating this?
Like, have you created this circumstance where you don't have that time? Or is this just a season in your life? It all sounds good. It really does. It more than sounds good. It sounds accurate. It makes sense. I think I'm frustrated that I have no idea how I would apply any of this to my life right now. None. And I feel conflicted with how angry I am right now listening to it. I'll be honest. That's what's coming up for me. So I'm being quiet and I'm listening and I'm observing that. I am. And I feel, yeah, I'm resentful of the fact that I don't feel like I can. And I don't know when that. I also, I think, have shame that I don't know how to change that for myself. So, if I had to get up and do anything for 2 hours tomorrow, with all that said, I just want to be really clear. I'm starting to try to be more honest about where I'm at when I'm approaching certain conversations. I don't know, Shanti. I have no idea. None.
That's real. I feel like a lot of people feel exactly the same way. I think it requires that introspection either way, right? Like to sit with how you feel internally either way. I feel like it's inescapable whether you're doing it intentionally or not. This awareness that you have to have about your life and the life that you are creating for yourself, because I agree with her. I feel like that we are all, it's inevitable. We are just creative beings. We can't help but to create. And what we want to create is real. It's undeniable. And I think also it's like you have to, I'm sorry, you have to, I don't know that I don't know that this is a luxury versus like I have to do this. For me it's not a luxury like, oh, I have time to do this. It's like it takes a half an hour. I'll have to wake up a little bit earlier, or I don't do it in the morning, then I have to do it in the evening. And sitting with the same feeling of like, am I wasting time by taking these 2 hours to myself?
I didn't say that.
But that I'm just speaking for myself. That feels crazy to me, that it's like if you take 2 hours to yourself, like that's something to feel shame around, or something to feel like it has been helping me to realize what a obligatory compulsive life I have created for myself for these whenever the fuck I went out on my own, but to speak of added responsibilities with the business and with JoJo. So yeah, it I hear you though. I hear what you're saying.
I mean, I think that I am creative in the sense of like with this podcast, we are creating something every week. With my other podcast, I am creating something, but it does take a lot of work. It's 11 o'clock right now. Got work tomorrow. Got to drive to New York to, go do some more work. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so I think in some of our creative endeavors, I think that you run the risk of not being able to do these kind of practices or honor the creativity and the imagination as much because it's now become monetized.
Yeah.
And now it's measurable. And now it's work. And so I think that was a big part of not all, but a percentage of why the pressure around singing and getting gigs and doing this was just like, yo, I fucking hate this now. Like, if I could just do a passion project and do it for me, it feels way better than all of this stress around, like, how the fuck am I going to eat? And then I'm doing stuff I don't believe in. So I, I'm not trying to say that I'm not creative at all. I don't know if that I'm in a position to be able to pick up the artist's way right now and do this work. If I'm being completely honest, I need to still
absolutely.
I need to shift and put some things into place. But if I were, where I'm at right now, I don't even know what I would do. And I think I do. I mean, like on Sundays, there are days where I talk about this, where I'm just going to clean the house. I'm just going to sing around the house. Working out, yoga sometimes feels like that for me. I'm getting back in my body. It's movement. So, but it's still not what I want it to be. I remember journal. I don't have a journal. I remember when it was interesting. I was at a low point in my like familial life, but I was really discovering myself and like coming into myself in high school. And I had all these thought books and journals, and I would have quotes in there and magazine clippings. And it was like when I find them, I'm like, wow, I really took the time to sit and like put it down on paper and sort things out. And it felt like such a luxury, but it did feel so grounding. And I don't do that. I don't have a fucking journal. You know how many journals I own that I don't have? Yeah, you know what I write in those journals? To-do lists.
Yeah.
When I open up my journals, they're full of to-do lists.
I think the relief, or what I want you to understand, is that this isn't about your outcome of I'm going to know what I'm going to do. I know what the creative act is going to be, because that's not how creative energy works. It doesn't work like that. It's like you are the conduit of it, and you're just opening yourself up to it, and you don't have to worry about what that creative expression is going to be, because it's going to come to you and it's guaranteed. But you have to be open and not like, this is what I'm going to do.
I understand that. I think when everything else around you feels like I have to understand what's going on and I have to know what the outcome is and I'm responsible for said outcome, there's just blockages where you can just free flow. You don't feel like you have the space and you're so out of practice. So I do look forward to doing it. Definitely. I just unplugged something and I don't know what it was.
Oh my God.
But I don't know. I don't know. Got to figure out what that is. Got to figure it out. Or
Well,
what
you
it,
don't
not what
have
it
to
is.
figure it
No,
out.
not what it
Yeah.
is. I said the wrong thing. Got to figure out how to create space
How to create
to
space for
do it.
yourself. For
Yes,
yourself
that's
to
what I
be,
mean.
to hear yourself.
Anyway, I derailed this a bit, but I just was like,
No,
I'm
I
about
think
to
that is,
bullshit every answer you about to,
I
every
think
answer I'm about to
is,
give you.
I think that's a you probably reflect what a lot of people um, feel about feeling blocked
How
or
do
feeling like
you,
they don't
can I
have the
ask you,
capacity for it.
how do you as a mother, as a business owner, how do you take the 2 hours out when, you got to think about retirement, you got to think about growing your business, you got to think about caring for aging parents that we all have, you got to think about making sure Joe is cool. Like, how how do you take the time? I mean, I know because you are a business owner, so you're able to say, all right, I'm putting this down. I'm gonna go for a walk during the day or something like that. Okay, I understand because you're you're able to create your own schedule more so than I think I am. But like, how do you do that? How are you not boggled down by so much of the life shit? Like, I'd be looking at my retirement like, you're never going to be able to retire, little girl.
Because I just don't interface with it in that fearful way. It just if I were to do that, if that were to take up my time, or that would be what I wake myself up to, that I would be.
I don't wake myself up to it, but I'm saying like I'm clear that I need to I need to get myself in a better position. And so
I,
I got to
if
work to
my
do that.
but for me, my better position is how I feel throughout the day. Like, what is my better position if I'm anxious, if I'm angry, if I'm scared, if I'm constantly feeling like I'm not hitting the mark, if I'm constantly 10 steps ahead of myself. Like, I've that's something that I have to balance and deal with all the time. Um, and then on top of it, there's motherhood and all my fear for her future and how intertwined we are. Um, but I feel like there has to be another part that I'm grounded in, and it's not in this. It just can't be in this material stuff because it's uncertain. It's wildly uncertain. Like, yeah, you should make sure you're not flippant with your money. You have a plan. You have retirement, but I can't be gripping white knuckled on things because it makes me feel unwell. It doesn't make me feel alive. It doesn't make me feel um, yeah, it just doesn't make me feel open. And so it
Mm.
just, it just not, it's just, I feel in conflict in that way. And I feel sad and I feel hopeless when I get in those types of modes. So
Hmm.
I, I don't want, and I feel so deeply overwhelmed because it feels like it's all on me to figure out, which is impossible. So in this in this artist way practice, in writing, in sitting with yourself, I'm calming myself down, really. Like, I'm the one that's in, and when you're writing your shit out, like I said, you're complaining, you're writing all your fears out, but if you're doing 3 pages every single day, something else comes up. Like, there's more in there that comes up. There's more that actually ends up soothing you and actually brings you some ease, I think, at least for me so far, where it feels more bearable and it feels more, I don't know, it heightens something else in me where I don't feel I don't feel so like blood and guts, if that makes sense. It feels like something else. Um, and I don't know. Similarly, around the way curls, sable, there's this, it's such an amazing possibility. because it is just coming from our sheer will and our creativity. And at this point, it's coming from this place of skill. But it also feels like we're always on this trying to balance like the strategy and making it profitable, but also making it interesting and generative for us. And how do you feed that? Like, to me, it's not by going 10 toes more down with strategy, because how is that going to generate, just like you said with the music, if it gets even more obligatory and more compulsory for me, that, like I said last week, it makes me flaccid. Like, I don't know how to be generative. I don't know how to be open when it's like, this needs to be done at this time and these many people are watching, and it's really, really hard. So to have some kind of practice that helps me be generative, for me, is like, this is the only way possible. This is the only way possible I can keep Sable alive. This is the only way possible where I'm not going to like, resent.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta,
around the way curls.
I'm very clear that I have to get there. I'm very clear. And also, I'm also, dealing with a lot at home. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm
In this
incredibly
moment.
overwhelmed
Oh,
in
yeah.
this moment where I'm
Absolutely.
like, I have no space for this.
Absolutely.
But I look forward to it and believe absolutely that I have to have this practice. I think I get there a little bit and then I get away from it when life happens. And when that happens, I go, and I'm seeing my patterns. I go full force into just putting things in place and ignoring how I feel.
Yeah.
Because I have to put things in place for folks around me, for myself. It's gotta, I'm gotta keep it together and keep the wheels turning. So no, this is, do I lead a creative life? I think I'm looking at your questions. I think in some ways, yes, but do I honor my creativity and my imagination? No. I lead a creative life right now, I think, mostly because I want it to turn into a means of survival, and not just survival, but I want it to turn into a successful business, where it's thriving, we're sustaining ourselves, you're sustaining things around us, we're growing, and at the same respect feel fulfilled. So I don't think that I'm leading a creative life for the sake of creativity. I saw something today that a friend of mine posted. Let me go to that shit. And he was just saying, like, if you practice creativity, more creativity comes. Like, it's inevitable. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. Maya Angelou said that.
Yep.
So
it's generative. Yep.
Yeah.
And the more these life things, again, they're like this. The more, if you again create this space for you to sit and ask the questions and listen, the material stuff you figure out, you'll get an answer to. You'll be like, oh, I should do this. I can do this. I think the biggest idea is that they're opposing each other. They're conflicting, that they're against each other when they're in complete harmony. And when they're both practice, I think, we feel purposeful. We feel alive. We feel like, I don't know. I'm on week 1. I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm on week 1, and I've been doing this all my life. You think? I've done this for a week, so it's okay. Everything's all right. But I do want to offer this for folks. I've been thinking about ways that we could all do this together, if and when you feel ready. That I can definitely get access to this book. This is something that we can share on Around the Way Curls. And each week we can discuss it on Discord. I believe that they have a video capacity to it as well. Or because we have those different topics for those that are like, I want to get into this shit. we can just be on that thread. And each week it asks that you check in, and she wrote this book for it to be a collective participation in it. So what I'm going to do, what I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to give it till June 15th. I'm going to have it pre-order on the site where folks can pre-order it, and then I'll see how many people want it. And then we can
Pre-order it on what site?
On Around the Way Curls, so I can make it available on Around the Way Curls to purchase this. I guess maybe I'll just order them.
No, pre-order it. Don't be stuck with
Yeah, but then it just kind of like slows up the process. We can't really begin until July, which maybe that's fine.
Maybe do a poll on Patreon and Discord.
Yeah, how many people are interested? Because if like 10 people are interested, I can get these books very quickly, so that's not a problem. They're not like I have to make a t-shirt, but I don't want to order a bunch of books and nobody orders them. So if we get like a lot of interest, people definitely want to buy the book. I can easily put it up there. And yeah, if people respond, if they're interested, then we can maybe put some solid dates down. But I think it's something that is easier if it's shared collectively, because again, I think we all are beaten down by comparing and thinking we should be this place, not. And if we hear everybody's like, oh shit, I'm in the same place, I feel the same thing, I think a lot of people are going to feel comforted by your response, Antoinette, and be like, same, I don't feel anything, I feel blocked.
I feel angry and jealous.
I think those are really beautiful. Thank you for being honest in that, because I think that's some real shit right there. So that's it. Shout out to these white women, the white excellence of Julia and Elizabeth. You can get Artist's Way on your own, time as well. And then Elizabeth Gilbert's book. Did I say Elizabeth Arden?
I'm not sure, but either one. It's fine.
Elizabeth Gilbert, you can get her new book, Big Magic, and that's all about the creative life as well. So I'm going to be away next week, but I'll be back. And,
Ciao. I got to figure out next week. See, got to keep the wheels turning.
Got to keep it going. We think.
As I blow into the microphone.
Maybe that's not true.
The motherfucking wheels turning. We'll be back next week. I'll be back next week. I feel that I have a guest. She ain't confirmed the second time, so let me make sure. We gonna figure it out. Okay. Thanks, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed this week's episodes.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Peace and blessings. Okay. My butt, the way I'm sitting on this floor is killing me.
Is the cat still there?
She left. Okay. Everything's fine. She just came over to be like, I don't hate you. I heard you. All right. I'm just living it up. It's not about you. And I was like, oh, all right. Let us, today's Wednesday. Honestly, if today's Wednesday, can you send me, I need that ad though. I really need that stupid Babble ad. Because I got to get that in tomorrow, a.m. I don't feel compelled to have to get all of this stuff uploaded for him tonight. Because it's Wednesday, we recorded a day early. So, okay.
All right. And I'll just, I'll do the right description for the.
I didn't do the ad placement. Let me look that up.
Do that.
You'll do that? Mm-hmm. It's somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. Did we write the breaks on here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. All right, Sheila. Pray for me. Pray for this man. He better sit his monkey ass down tomorrow. I heard my mom up there yelling at him, so I don't know what the fuck was going on. This is a bad plan. I need to pack some of the card now because I got emails coming in. And I didn't read one email. As soon as the stuff happened this morning, I was like, sorry. So I don't even know what happened. And I had so much work to do today. We'll find out. Internal kickoff. Great. This shit. Whatever. Everything's fine. Whatever. Work it out. Yeah, like my final meeting tomorrow is 5 to 5:45.
They gotta understand that.
They gonna be like, girl, you called out yesterday and now all of a sudden you got a hard stop. Yes.
They gotta understand that.
Girl, they talking about some congratulations. I've been nominated to be in some dumb shit. I was like, what? Some stupid. I was like, this does not come with a pay increase. And it's like every Tuesday, there's going to be these workshops on all of these like job develop, like professional development courses. And I'm like, I have work to do. Like, I don't have time to be in your corny ass professional development shit. They like Shanti's bro. Oh, we still recording.